Hello, my name is Sheila and welcome to this total body Vinyasa Flow practice. This practice will include Surya Namaskar, our sun salutations to warm up the body, some nourishing twists, some lovely calming forward folds and some heart opening back bends. It will also include some sweet hip opening and a challenging standing balancing pose. So we're going to start our practice in Shavasana at the beginning of the class. So roll out your mat, get nice and comfy, onto your back, and I will see you there. Enjoy. Namaste. Really broadening your body onto the earth. So taking your arms out to the side and then with your fingers in towards your hands, lifting your arms off the floor just an inch, squeezing the arms nice and tight, stretching your arms nice and wide, stretching, and then dropping the arms down onto the earth. Lovely, a little lift of your chest, squeezing your shoulder blades together underneath you. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. And release. Lifting your shoulders up towards your ears, your neck disappears. And release. And then lengthening for your neck, encouraging the shoulders down away from your ears. And release. Slowly turning your head to the right. Coming back to the center, turning your head to the left. Coming back to the center, and then just squeezing your face nice and tight, squeeze, squeeze, squeeze into towards the nose, and then release, and stretching your face nice and wide, eyes are wide, tongue sticking out, stretching, 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 and release. Lovely. So just another scan of the body, checking in. How does that all feel now? Throughout the entire body. And beginning to take a nice long smooth breath in through the nose. Exhaling nice long smooth steady breath out. Inhaling nice deep breath in. And exhaling, nice, long, smooth, steady breath out. Lovely. One more like that. Inhaling, nice, deep breath in. And exhaling, nice, long, smooth breath out, drawing the belly towards the spine, squeezing the breath out of the body. And then coming back to your own natural rhythm of your breath. Lovely. And then let's bend our knees now. Take the soles of the feet to the floor. Drawing the right knee in towards your chest, giving your right knee a nice hug in towards the body. And then straightening the left leg straight out along the mat. Pressing out through both heels. So the arms are quite strong, legs quite active here. And then as we inhale, let's take the left knee in towards the chest. And at first, just take the right foot to the floor. Encourage the left knee in towards the body. And then straighten the right leg out along the mat. Lovely. Drawing your right knee in, let's take the knees nice and wide, press down on the inside of the knees, create that movement for your feet around in circles, this way, that way, a little bit of movement, noticing how that feels for the lower legs, the inside of the legs. Drawing your knees together, keep the right knee tucked in, and now we'll reach that left leg straight along the mat, press it out through the heels. And let's create a twist. Let's take this knee over to the left. Left hand guides the knee towards the earth. Right arm reaches away. And then as you inhale, coming back up to the center, let's take both feet to the floor, press down through the feet, lift the hips up ever so slightly, and then a little movement side to side, maybe making circles, maybe staying nice and low to the earth, whatever it is that feels good for your spine, your hips. And then when you're ready, coming back to the center, lowering your spine and your hips down, drawing the left knee in, reaching the right leg straight along the mat, pressing it out through the heels. And let's make our twist. Take that knee over to the right. Right hand guides the knee. Left arm reaches away. Maybe looking over your left arm, but closing your eyes. Lovely. And then as we inhale, nice and slowly making your way back to the center. Both feet on the earth. Press down through the feet, lifting your hips up. You might scooch a little bit up onto your shoulders, interlinking your fingers, coming up into bridge pose, squeezing the glutes, strong through the legs. Finding that steadiness though, the spaciousness, the groundedness through the soles of the feet and the shoulders. And then release back down, nice and slowly. Spine comes down, hip comes down. Draw your knees in towards your chest. And then hands behind your knees. As we inhale, we're going to rock up. And as we exhale, we're going to rock back. So, smooth and steady moves. Moving with the breath. Inhaling, coming up. Exhaling, coming back. So, you'll start to notice that this changes. Taking your time though. Noticing how it feels for your shoulders, for your neck. Making sure that you make this right and safe for your body. And then we'll start to make it a little bit more difficult without any hands behind our knees. So we have to find a little extra effort in the belly. Inhaling, coming up, lifting the chest, maybe letting those toes kind of hang in the air. Exhaling, kind of onto that tipping point. Inhaling, coming up, lifting the chest. Maybe coming into half boat pose. Lovely, rocking back. And then inhaling, coming up. Half boat pose, maybe straightening one leg. Maybe straightening the other, maybe straightening both. And then crossing the legs. Coming all the way over onto your hands and knees. Hands underneath the shoulders, knees underneath your hips for cat-cow. So allow the belly to come down, lifting the chest and the chin. Exhaling, rounding your back, chin in towards the chest. Inhaling, coming forward. Exhaling, rounding your back. Moving with your breath. Inhaling and exhaling. Lovely. Coming to a nice flat back. A little movement side to side now. Moving your head, shoulders, spine, hips. Circular. Going on our voyage of discovery. Undoing any tightness that you find along the way. Getting nice and creative with your movement. No need to hold back. Lovely. And then coming back to the center. And we're going to take that movement with us into downward facing dog. So tucking your toes and then bending one knee, straightening the other leg once the hips are up nice and high, and really getting into that side body from the shoulder down to the hip. Nice. Pressing the body through the arms, little pull in towards the lower belly. Putting that energy in, let your head be nice and relaxed, no tension in the neck. Of course, you can always keep the knees bent. We don't necessarily need to ever straighten our legs. It's more about what's happening through the spine rather than the backs of our legs. Spaciousness into and around the lower back, strong through the arms, and focusing on your hands. Nice, and then as we inhale, let's step the right foot forward between the hands. Left knee comes down. Hands to our right knee. Inhaling a little lift. Exhaling, sitting nice and deep. Inhaling a little lift. Exhaling again, exploring how that feels. Inhaling, we come up. Exhaling, sitting nice and deep. Let's lift the left arm up towards the sky. So we're adding in that extra juiciness through the front of the body, reaching up and back. Taking your hands to the earth. Let's come round to the left, sideways on the mat. Bending your left knee, straightening your right leg, hands underneath your shoulders. And then bending your right knee, straightening your left leg. Keeping the heels down, the buoyancy, the strength. Nice. Coming round over your right foot. Stepping the right foot back, downward facing dog. Hips up nice and high again. So we're going strong for the arms, pressing the body through the arms. Let your head be nice and heavy. Nice little movement side to side if that feels good. Getting into the side body. And then as we inhale, let's step the left foot forward between the hands. Right knee comes down. Left hand and right hand to your left knee. And then inhaling, we come up. Exhaling, sitting nice and deep. Checking in with your shoulders. We really want to open the front of the body. Inhaling a little lift. Exhaling, sitting nice and deep. Nice. Inhaling one more time. We come up away from that edge. Exhaling, sitting nice and deep. And now lifting the right arm up towards the sky. Lengthening, lengthening, reaching. And noticing how that feels through the side body, through the front body. And then taking your hands to the earth, tucking your toes, coming round to the right. And bending your right knee, straightening your left leg. So again, hands underneath the shoulders. Use your hands for support. And then bending your left knee, straightening your right leg. Lovely. Coming round over your left foot. Stepping the left foot back, plank pose this time. So nice and straight in plank pose. Strong through the arms, pressing out through the heels. Knees come down, hips come back towards the heels. We keep our toes tucked. We keep our hands where they are to really create that length. Forehead down on the earth, a little movement of your chin from side to side. And again, just noticing where you feel this in and around your spine. As we inhale, we're going to round into our back, slowly make our way forward. Hips come down, chest lifts, chin lifts, opening through the front of the body. Lovely. Let's sit back on our heels for a moment. Sitting upright, lifting the arms, interlinking the fingers, pressing out through the palms. And then a nice lean over to your right. Inhaling, we come up. Exhaling, and a lean up and over to your left. Inhaling, we come back up. Let's take the arms behind us, interlinking our fingers, squeezing the shoulder blades together, opening through the front. And then release, taking your arms in front of you, rounding your back, chin in towards the chest. And release. Hands come onto the floor, tucking your toes, lifting your knees. And then folding over your legs. So just make sure your feet are nice and wide. Taking hold of your forearms. A little rock, a little sway from side to side. Befriending gravity. Noticing how that feels through the neck. Let your head be nice and heavy. Lovely. And then as we release, we're going to take our hands to the earth, rolling up one vertebra at a time. So taking your time. Arms heavy, head is heavy. Rolling up one vertebra at a time. Rolling your shoulders back and down when you get to the top. And then stepping to the very top of your mat. I'm going to just turn around here. Taking Tadasana, mountain pose. So big toes touching, spreading your toes nice and wide. Coming into mountain pose. Feeling that connection through the soles of the feet. The strength, the inner power, the presence, the majesty of Tadasana that it invokes within you in this moment. Ready to move now through Surya Namaskar, sun salutations, moving with your breath. As we inhale, we draw the arms up, reaching up towards the sky. Exhaling, folding over, hands to the earth, chin to the chest. Inhaling, stepping the right foot back. Knee comes down, both arms reach up towards the sky. Anjaneya Asana. Let the hips be nice and heavy, reaching up through the fingertips. Taking your hands to the earth, tucking your toes, left foot back. Plank pose. Knees come down, hips come back towards the heels, tidal pull. Rounding into your back, slowly coming forward, hips come down, chest lifts, chin lifts. Exhaling, pressing back, downward facing dog. Inhaling, right foot forward between the hands. Left knee comes down, rising up. Both arms reaching up towards the sky. Nice. Taking your hands to the earth. Tucking your toes at the back, coming round to the left. Left knee bends, right leg straightens. Bending your right knee, straightening your left leg. Then coming round over your right foot, right knee, stepping the left foot forward, folding over your legs. Inhaling, rising, coming all the way up. Exhaling, folding over, hands to the earth, chin to the chest. Inhaling, left foot back. Knee comes down, both arms reach up towards the sky. Taking your hands to the earth, tucking your toes, right foot back. Plank pose. Fingers nice and wide, arms nice and strong. Knees come down, hips come back towards the heels. Rounding into your back. Coming forward, hips come down, chest lifts, chin lifts. Exhaling, pressing back, downward facing dog. Hips up nice and high. Lovely. As you inhale, stepping the left foot forward between the hands. Right knee comes down, rising up. Anjaneya Asana. Lovely. Taking your hands to the earth, and you're going to come round to the right, sideways on your mat, bending your right knee, straightening your left leg, bending your left knee, straightening your right leg, coming round over your left foot, stepping the right foot forward, folding over your legs, inhaling, rising, coming all the way up, exhaling, hands come down through the center of the body. Inhaling, rising. Exhaling, folding over. Inhaling, right foot back. Knee comes down, rising up, reaching up. Maybe let's turn those palms just at the wrist there, palms of the hands together, opening through the front of the body. Nice, and then big movement of the arms out to the side, taking your hands behind you, interlinking your fingers, squeezing the shoulder blades together. Taking your hands to the earth, tucking your toes, left foot back, plank pose. Lovely, now to come down a different way, we're going to take our knees down, a little arch in the back, elbows in towards the body, chest comes down, chin comes down. Sliding onto your belly, coming into Cobra Pose, so no hands, like a little mini cobra, squeezing all the muscles in the back of the body. Nice, and then release, hands come down, tucking your toes, pressing back. Downward facing dog, hips up nice and high. Lovely. As you inhale, stepping the right foot forward between the hands, and we're going to come up a little now into a high lunge. So strong left leg, reaching those arms up nice and high, bending the front knee, sitting nice and deep. And let's take the left hand to the earth. Right arm reaches up towards the sky. Right hand comes down, coming round to the left, bending your left knee, straightening your right leg. Bending your right knee, straightening the left leg. Coming round over your right foot, stepping that left foot forward, so it kind of catches the breeze a little behind you, and then lands nice and softly. Inhaling, rising, coming all the way up. Exhaling, folding over, hands to the earth, chin to the chest. Inhaling, left foot back, knee comes down, rising up. Crossing the wrists, palms together, opening, leaning back. And then nice movement of the arms out to the side, taking your hands behind you, interlinking your fingers, so the strength is in that left leg, that openness. Lovely. Taking your hands to the earth, tucking your toes, right foot back, plank pose. Ready now, knees come down, bending your elbows in towards the chest, in towards the body, chest comes down, chin comes down, Ashtanga Asana. So the chin, chest, hands, knees, toes are touching. Sliding onto your belly. And let's come into Shavasana now, lifting the legs, lifting the arms, squeezing the shoulder blades together, breathing, 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 and release. Hands come underneath your shoulders, tucking your toes, pressing back, downward facing dog, hips up nice and high. As we inhale, let's step the left foot forward between the hands. Coming up into a high lunge. So we have that strength in the right leg, bending the left knee, opening through the front of the body. Let's take our right hand to the floor, left arm reaches up towards the sky into a nice twist, massaging the back of the heart. Left hand comes down, swinging round to the right, bending the right knee, straightening the left leg. Bending your left knee, straightening the right leg. Just notice if the hands are a little softer, maybe it's a little deeper. And then coming round over your left foot. And as we step forward, the right leg kind of catches a little breeze there at the back, lifts up, and then lands nice and softly beside the left foot, folding over your legs. Inhaling, rising, coming all the way up. Hands come down through the center. Inhaling, rising, reaching up and back. Exhaling, folding over. Inhaling, right foot back. Knee comes down, rising up. Now as we come up, we're going to straighten the left leg. So you have to push into the earth, lifting the toes. Let the hands come down to the earth, so we have to have our balance. And then tuck the chin in towards the chest. So a little sweep, we're going to bend that front knee, sweep the arms up, straighten the left leg, lift the toes, hands come down, chin comes in. One more time, sweeping, lifting, reaching up and back, pushing into the floor, lifting, straightening the left leg and then folding over. Bending that front knee. Now as we step back, we're going to not let that left toes touch down. So we're coming into a three-legged plank. Lovely. So keeping that left foot off the floor, I'm going to switch just to demonstrate. We're going to come over onto the side into a side Fascistasana, side plank pose. So you might have the left foot up in the air, you might have to have the left foot in front, you might take the left foot behind, you might lift the left foot up so high you can take hold of your big toe and straighten the leg up towards the sky. Coming over onto your other side now, onto the left side, and we'll do that on the left side. So, again, maybe you have to adjust. Maybe you need to come down onto your forearm. Coming into your own variation of side plank with support. Nice and straight. Your choice. Come back to the center. Knees come down. Hips come back towards the heels. Tidal pull. Rounding into your back, slowly making your way forward. Hips come down, chest lifts, chin lifts. We're going to lower down to the earth again. Coming into our baby cobra, so no hands. Squeezing the back of the body, squeezing the glutes. And then release. And now we're going to come into a higher cobra. We're winging the elbows out to the side. We have our fingertips on the floor. Start a little movement of your shoulders, your head, and then when you press down into the floor through the fingers, you might come up nice and high. You might make a figure 8, you might make a nice big one circle round, and then come up and down, around the other way. And your own movement to explore and discover. Nice. And then slowly releasing back down. Let's take the arms up over our heads, palms together, a little movement of your hips from side to side. And then taking your hands underneath your shoulders, tucking your toes, pressing back, downward facing dog, hips up nice and high. So again, exploring how that feels. So left heel comes down, right leg lifts up and back. Maybe bending the knee, keeping the strength in the arms, the hands. Nice open feeling through the front of the body. Nice. And then as we inhale, we're going to sweep that right foot forward between the hands. Come up into our high lunge. Take our left hand to the earth. Right arm reaches up towards the sky into our twist. Maybe leaning back a little bit more. Lovely. And then taking your right hand down, and you're going to come round to the left, sideways onto your mat. Bending your left knee, straightening your right leg. Bending your right knee, straightening your left leg. And then this time we're going to come to the center, straightening both legs. Take your hands onto your ankles, folding over your legs. So let your head be nice and heavy. Finding that steadiness, that strength. Kind of like our roots moving down through the soles of the feet, down into the earth. And then as you inhale, let's take our hands out in front underneath our shoulders, coming up with a nice flat back, coming round over your right foot, stepping again, letting that left leg fly up behind us, but this time we're holding it a little bit longer, coming into Halfmoon Pose. So right fingertips underneath the shoulders, left arm reaches up towards the sky. So you might need a block underneath your hand. Give yourself a little space, opening, stacking that left hip on top of the right. Nice. And we're going to let the left hand come down and then bend both knees. So the left knee is going to tuck in behind the right ankle. And we're going to sit down, not on our heel, but have the heel to the side. And we're going to come into a twist. So right hand behind us, left arm reaches up towards the sky, elbow to the outside of the knee. And then some of you might be able to take a bind where you feed the left arm through the legs and take your right hand behind and interlink your fingers. Might be a possibility. But always feeling the sit bones moving down into the earth, checking in with your spine, your shoulders, your breath. Lovely, and then releasing nice and slowly, unraveling, and a little counter twist now, round to the left. So the hands come to the earth. Nice, and then slowly we're going to make our way to the center, coming again onto our hands, onto our feet, folding over the legs, chin in towards the chest. Inhaling, rising, coming all the way up. Exhaling, folding over, hands to the earth, chin to the chest again. Inhaling, left foot back, knee comes down, rising up, reaching up towards the sky. That's it. Taking our arms behind us, interlinking our fingers, squeezing the shoulder blades, leaning back, opening through the front of the body. Taking your hands to the earth, tucking your toes. Now remember, we don't let the right foot touch down this time, so a three-legged plank pose. And we're going to come over onto our side plank again. So your choice, that right foot can be behind you, can be in front, can be lifted up nice and high, can be on top of the left foot. All sorts of options. Just make it right for you. Coming back to the center, and then coming on to your right side. And again, just making it right. Another option is to have the knee on the floor. It's the beauty of this side plank pose. There are so many variations. We get stronger every time. So coming back to the center, coming into our plank pose. Knees come down, hips come back towards the heels, tidal pull. Rounding into your back, slowly making your way forward, hips come down, chest lifts, chin lifts. Coming down to the earth. And coming into Shavasana again. So lifting the legs, lifting the arms, strong for the back of the body, feeling that action. And release. And again, one more time, we're going to take our hands out to the side, wing the elbows out to the side, and as we inhale, start our own various movements in our Sahaja Bhujangasana, or spontaneous Cobra Pose. Moving and being aware of of the movement that we create through the spine. Making that movement very loving, very smooth. Even if we discover kind of clunkiness, maybe one side feels clunkier than the other. And then allow it to rise up. And then slowly make your way back down. Arms come over your head, palms together. A little movement of your hips from side to side here. That kind of sweet offering of peace, tranquility, harmony, balance. And some kind of bowing to our own energy. And then let's take our hands underneath the shoulders, tucking your toes, pressing back into downward facing dog, hips up nice and high. So just taking your time. Right heel comes down, left leg lifts up and back again, this kind of opening through the front of the body. Strong through the arms, through the shoulders, a lift. And then as we inhale, we're going to sweep the left foot forward between the hands. Come up into our high lunge. Reaching the arms, sitting nice and deep into that lunge, strong right leg. Lovely. And then coming into our twist, right hand comes to the earth, left arm reaches up towards the sky. Noticing how that feels through the entire spine, strong right leg. Lovely. Left hand comes down and you're going to come round to the right, sideways on your mat. Bending your right knee, straightening your left leg. And then bending your left knee, straightening your right leg. Maybe your hands are not on the floor this time. And then coming to the center, folding over your straight legs. Now again, you can always take your hands still on the ankles. Maybe the fingers are on the floor, but there's that action, there's this like we're pulling the mat towards our face. Or perhaps you take your arms up and back behind you, interlinking your fingers, encouraging the arms away from your back. But you have to have the legs as straight as you can, strong as you can, feet really planted into the earth. No tension in your neck. A little pull of energy into the lower belly. Let the arms come away. Be steady with your breath. Honoring your body, what's right for your body in this moment. Lovely. And then as we release, let's take our hands back underneath our shoulders. Come up with a nice flat back. Come round over the left foot. And we're ready to fly now again. We're going to come up onto the left leg. Right leg lifts up and back. Coming into Halfmoon Pose, so left fingers on the floor underneath your shoulders. And just taking your time to stack the right hip on top of the left hip. Right arm reaches up towards the sky. That's it. So we need strength in every area of the body. We need to be present, conscious, aware, breathing. Lovely. And then releasing the right hand down. And we're going to tuck that right knee in behind the left ankle. Coming to sit into our twist again. So I'm going to just turn around. We're going to take our left hand behind us. Right arm reaches up towards the sky. And then maybe the elbow comes to the outside of the knee. If that just feels like it's too much, you can always take your arm around the knee and encourage that knee in that way. That's always another option. There's always different options. If That feels good. Then maybe take this right arm through the legs. And the left hand comes around the back, interlinking the fingers. It might be possible, it might not. It might be that you can't breathe. You want to sit nice and tall. Feel the sit bones moving down into the earth. Lovely. And then releasing nice and slowly. And a little counter twist now, round to the right. And as we inhale, we come back to the center. And we're going to take both feet onto the earth and come up, lifting their hips, folding over your legs. And then as we inhale, arms are by the ears, strong straight legs, inhaling, coming all the way up. Exhaling, hands come down through the center of the body. Just make sure you're at the top of your mat. One more round as we inhale, lifting up and back. Exhaling, folding over. Inhaling, right foot back. Knee come down, knee comes down, lifting the arms, reaching, reaching, reaching. Hands come down to the earth, tucking your toes, left foot back. Plank pose. Knees come down, hips come back towards the heels, tidal pull. Rounding into your back, slowly making your way forward. Hips come down, chest lifts, chin lifts, knees lift maybe. Tucking your toes, pressing back. Downward facing dog. Left heel down, right leg lifts up and back. Nice, strong and open. As we inhale, we sweep the right foot forward between the hands. Left heel comes down, inhaling, coming up. Warrior two. Left hand comes down the back. Right arm reaches up and over by your ear. And then either taking your elbow to your thigh or maybe your hand to the floor, left arm reaches up and over by your ear. Extended side angle pose. Inhaling, we come back up, warrior two. Let's take the hands to the earth. Left knee comes down. And we're going to take this the right foot onto a little further closer to the body. Right knee comes down and coming into Pigeon Pose. Hands come in nice and close to the body, lifting up through the front of the body. And then exhaling. Keeping your hands where they are, nice ripple effect through the spine. Inhaling, rolling back up again. Exhaling, coming down. Inhaling, rolling up one more time. And then exhaling, slowly making your way down. Now it might be that you bring your elbows underneath your shoulders. You might make a pillow with your hands. You might reach your arms over your head, forehead touching down. Just make sure your right hip doesn't sink to the earth. Finding your breath. One more breath in. And exhaling. Lovely. Hands come underneath your shoulders again. Nice. Lift up through the front of the body. Now we let the right hip come down and we're going to slide that left leg forward. Right foot to the inside of the left leg and fold over the left leg. Shavasana. Noticing where you feel it. Doesn't need to be that you hold on to your foot. If your hands are on the floor, that's fine. On your leg. Don't worry about overdoing any movement in and around your neck or your shoulders. As we inhale nice and slowly, we make our way back up. And we're going to sweep that left foot, left leg back behind us. So we're coming into that same pigeon shape. Fingers on the floor, hands on the floor, nice and firm. Tucking your toes, right foot back, downward facing dog. So a little walk from side to side here. And again, some of you might like to lift that right leg up and back. That might feel like a nice sweet release. And then as we inhale, we step the right foot forward between the hands. Left foot forward between the hands, folding over your legs. Inhaling, rising, coming all the way up. Exhaling, folding over, hands to the earth, chin to the chest. Inhaling, left foot back. Knee comes down. Rising up. Anjaneyasana, reaching. Taking your hands to the earth, tucking your toes, right foot back, plank pose. So really feeling the lightness now of plank pose, the spaciousness between your body and the earth. Knees come down, hips come back towards the heels, tidal pull. Grounding into your back, slowly making your way forward. Hips come down, chest lifts, chin lifts, maybe the knees lift. Exhaling, pressing back. Downward facing dog. Hips up nice and high. Right heel comes down. Left leg lifts up and back. That nice opening for the body. And then as we inhale, we're going to sweep the left foot forward between the hands. Right heel comes down. Inhaling, rising, warrior two. Looking down the left arm, middle finger like you mean business, without being aggressive. Right hand comes down that back leg, left arm reaches up and over. And then taking your elbow to your thigh or maybe your hand to the floor on the inside of your leg. Right arm reaches up and over. Extended side angle pose. Lovely. Inhaling, we come back up, warrior two, Virabhadrasana two. Taking your hands to the earth. Taking your right knee down. Ardha Hanuman, a little fold over the left leg. And then we come forward again. And we're going to slide this left foot over to the right side of the mat. The left knee to the left side of the mat. And then sliding that right leg down. Coming into our pigeon pose. So fingers are nice and close. We're letting the hips sink down, lifting up through the front of the body. We're going to ripple effect through the spine again. So allow the forehead to come down. And then inhaling, rising up, lifting your head up last. Exhaling, coming forward. Inhaling, coming back up. And this time we come down. Maybe the elbows come down underneath the shoulders. Maybe you make a pillow with your hands. Maybe you take your arms out in front. So just check in what's going to be right for you, for your hips, for your breath. Without letting that left hip sink towards the floor, we're trying to keep the hips nice and even, which usually means the left hip is up in the air. Nice. As we inhale, slowly, making your way back up. Let's now let the left hip come down. Slide that right leg forward, coming into Janu Sirsasana. So the left foot is on the inside of the right leg. And we're going to fold over the right leg. Just wherever it feels interesting, that we can manage to be with our breath. allowing this to be like a peace offering, sense of calmness. And then as we inhale, nice and slowly making your way back up. And again, we're going to sweep that right leg back behind, coming into that pigeon shape. Hands are nice and wide on the floor, fingers wide, tucking your toes at the back. Left foot comes back, downward facing dog, a little walk from side to side. Some of you, of course, might like to lift the left leg up, have a sweet release that way. And then as we inhale, we're going to sweep the left foot forward between the hands. Stepping the right foot forward, folding over your legs, chin in towards the chest, maybe taking hold of your legs, maybe around the ankles, maybe around the toes, your choice. And then releasing as we inhale, our arms are by our ears, nice flat back, coming all the way up. Exhaling, hands come down through the center of the body. And coming to sit on your mat with your legs in front of you in a pose called staff pose for a moment. So hands beside you, sitting nice and tall. A nice L shape with the body. And we're going to lift our arms up, reaching the arms up. Exhaling, folding over your legs. Paschimottanasana. So we are going to move in and out just a few times. So notice how it feels the first one. And then as we inhale, come back up, lifting the arms, reach, reach, reach. Exhaling, folding over. One more time, inhaling, coming up, reaching, 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 and then exhaling, folding over. Nice, enjoying 3 breaths here. Inhaling and exhaling. Of course, if you need to have your hands beside you, that's absolutely fine. Don't overdo here. This is a really loving pose that teaches us about acceptance, patience, and love. As you inhale now, nice and slowly making your way back up. Let's take the hands behind us, fingers pointing in towards the body, a little lift of the chest. And then some of you might like to come up, lift the hips up, maybe bend your knees, lift your hips up that way. Or if you have any problems with your shoulders, please, no need to lift anything up. Just even feel a little squeeze behind your shoulder blades. Try not to let your head fall back behind you. Keep the spine nice and long. And then slowly lower your hips down. And we'll come into Shavasana, taking your legs out. Feet nice and wide, coming onto your back. Arms out to the side. Dropping down. Noticing the earth underneath you. Noticing your energy, noticing your breath and your temperature. And from here, just dropping down, dropping into this shape, this peace offering of Shavasana. Breathing all the way down into your toes. And as you exhale, allow your toes, your feet, and your ankles to relax completely. Inhaling into your legs, your calf muscles, your knees, your thighs, your hamstrings. And as you exhale, allow your legs to relax completely. Inhaling into your hips. And as you exhale, allow your hips to melt down into the earth, softening, letting go. Inhaling down into your fingertips. And as you exhale, allow your fingers, your hands, your wrists to soften. Inhaling into your arms. And as you exhale, allow your arms to relax, nice and heavy against the earth. Internally softening. Inhaling into your shoulders. And as you exhale, allow the shoulders to melt down into the earth. Inhaling into your throat, your neck, your jaw. As you exhale, allow your throat, your neck and your jaw to relax completely, softening. Inhaling into your face, the inside of your face, into your eyes. As you exhale, allow your face and your eyes to soften, like they're melting towards the earth behind you. Inhaling into your forehead, the crown of your head. And as you exhale, allow this lovely wave of relaxation to pour back down through your body, re-energizing you, filling you with vitality. As you bathe in the bliss of your practice, your breath, this moment. Lovely. So beginning now to take a nice deep breath into your body. As you slowly start to move your fingers and your toes. A little bit of movement into your wrists and your ankles. And when you're ready, drawing your legs together, lifting your arms up over your head, giving yourself a nice big stretch out through the palms, out through the heels of your feet. And drawing your knees in towards your chest, giving your knees a nice big hug. A little rock from side to side as you just massage the back of the body. Rolling over onto your right side, curled into a ball. And pressing into the earth with your left hand, slowly coming up to sit in a cross-legged position. Resting your hands on your knees, palms facing up, eyes closed. Just taking a few moments now, very important few moments to notice how you feel. And especially the feeling of perhaps feeling grounded through the sit bones down into the earth, connected to that steadiness. Equally feeling perhaps a sense of spaciousness in and around your body, your bones, the physical body, maybe around your heart. Maybe it was a peace offering for your mind, a little bit of space between the thoughts. This is the moment that we've really practiced for, being able to sit in peace, in quietness, in presence. Okay, we'll close our practice now with the sharing of 3 Oms, allowing it really to resonate from your heart up through your throat to the tips of your lips. Taking a nice deep breath in. Drawing your hands in front of your heart now as we bow in gratitude, in thanks to our bodies and our breath and our minds and our hearts for serving us so well, doing such an amazing job. Om Shanti, 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 peace, peace, peace to each and every one of you and beyond to your loved ones and beyond to the world, all connected, all together. Namaste. Namaste.